Welcome back to the corner, everyone. I am the DM as always, and today we have another one from Jazzrus. I just woke up, I just saw this, and I'm going to be honest, I'm happy. I'm happy the EU is doing this, and I want other people to do this. And so, yeah, let's get into the video. Let's talk about what's going on, and let us discuss the implications that this has for everyone in every game in every country
Hey guys, today I want to talk about this
because it's pretty
article that
big.
I found on the Ask Mongol Reddit that it caught my attention because it says the Norwegian Consumer Council, along with organizations from 17 other European countries, called for a EU ban on virtual currencies in video games. Games should show real currency costs instead. This is awesome for me, brother. I hate these currencies, these gems and coins and coffers and whatever in games because they serve, the only purpose they serve is to fuck you over. They are there to manipulate our minds, to make us waste and spend more money and to not know how much money we are spending. That is
Yep.
why I think this is awesome, and I hope that more countries get along with this, not just in the EU, but we know that the EU normally takes these things first and then we all follow up. You can think like, oh, but people have to have personal responsibility and not waste and their money and their time on this bullshit. And I will say you are right, but this is not the same as something like gambling, because even when you go to a casino, you buy the chips, but you know how much money each chip is. Like, oh, this is a $5 chip, this is a $10 chip, and it is basically like betting the money directly. So yes, I could say like if you are gambling and wasting money, you are an idiot. But in a game like this is different because you don't really know how much money you are putting in there, because with all the different currencies, the price gets obfuscated. Plus, in gambling, you could argue that the fun is the gambling itself, but in a game, the fun is not getting the currencies. The fun is what you are going to do with the currency.
Yeah. So this is most apparent in mobile games, where pretty much every mobile game has a cash shop, and almost all of them, not all of them, there are a few that don't have premium currencies, but almost all of them have a premium currency, at least one. And they are priced in such a way such that either you have just under what you need for any item, or you have too much in the amount that's left over is not enough to actually get anything else. There's a specific example that I want to use. All right, so this is my account on RuneScape. This is the Solomon Store, their premium cash shop, and so I want to go and I want to pull up some of their things. So we'll start with this right here, the Party Wyvern Cape. It's 166 rune coins. So if we go to buy, let's see how much 166 will cost us. Okay. And can we even buy 166? Or do we have to buy even more than that? So their cheapest one is 200 rune coins at $6. This is their smallest pack. So that means in order to get this one item, I have to spend a minimum of $6, right? A minimum. If I want to get this, which is 240, I have to spend a minimum of $12. And you would want to get this one because you get more than 400, which would be two of these, right? So you are incentivized to take this, which gives you 20 additional, right? But can you use that 20 additional for anything? Well, there is this Gossamer outfit, which is 420, as well as a few others that are 420, right? So you would see this reasonably. You'd be like, oh, that's pretty good. But then you go one tab over and look at this, 400, 400, 400, 400, 400, 400. So again, you still have to spend a minimum of $12. And now you have 20 rune coins left over, right? Now, can you get anything with 20 rune coins? Well, if we sort it from lowest first, we can see 144 on anything in the wardrobe. What about animations? 174. What about emotes? 88. Okay, we're getting a little bit lower. Oh, here's an 11, right? But then you have 9 left over, right? You still have remainder. And this one is 27. Okay. If you go down here to titles, these are all loyalty points, which you cannot buy. You have to earn these over time as a subscriber, right? So, services, the cheapest is 140. Hairstyles, 140. Pets, 56. Auras, all loyalty points, right? So you can see that while they have some, and by some I mean an extremely small amounts that are like 420. If you go to these packs, right, this is 440. Well, how much do you have to spend to get that? Well, you either have to spend you have to spend $24. And in order, if you spend $24, now you get 900. But again, there's not really anything that is 900 rune coins. And if you were to spend those 900 to get this 440, I'm bad at math, 440 minus 900, well, then you get 456, right? So you can see that all of these are priced in just such a way so that you have just over what you actually need and or have just under what you actually need in order to get some of these, to make it so that you have to spend more money. And this just gets worse and worse and worse. If we flip this and go to the highest, right, this one is 1800. How much do you have to spend in order to get that? $60. Yes, they think that this right here is worth a full price AAA game. Okay, and we'll get to this one, don't worry.
So the existence of these currencies is there just to manipulate you. This doesn't serve any other purpose. They created and invented this system just to manipulate people. So I ask you, why does this exist if it has an evil purpose from its inception? Since it was invented, the only purpose was to manipulate you. So it is evil from the start. If a game has this, I automatically think that the people that are managing this game are scumbags. But at the same time, if you are in the gaming industry and you don't do this, you are an idiot. So I don't know, brother. I don't know. For example, I used to play a game called Marvel Snap.
This chart right here is the reason why I never installed Marvel Snap. Is because I took one look at this and went, nah, that's the most evil scumbag bullshit thing I've ever seen.
And in that game,
also, by the way, Marvel Snap started on mobile.
You have a lot of currencies. In my time, you have these 3 currencies. These blue things are credits, this is gold, and these things here are tokens. I believe that now you have more currencies for different stuff, but I am not 100% on that. You used to, with money you buy the gold. With gold you get the credits, and you spend the credits to get the tokens, and this is a card game. To get the cards, you spend token. So look at all of this that is happening. You have to buy the gold for the credits to the tokens, and the tokens to the cards. That is insane. And in every one of these transactions, there is like a little bit that is you have a little bit more, right? Like if you put $10 down, you get 110 gold, but you spend 100 gold on credits, and then they give you 90 credits, but you need 100 credits to get the tokens. It is bullshit like that you always need a little bit more, or you have a little bit more over, so you are always having to put more money in to get this rounded up, and it never round up. So as you can see, this is made just to fuck with us. This is made just to fuck with us, because why can't you just buy the card or buy a card pack. I still don't like card packs. But let's say, why can't I just buy the card pack? No, we are not going to give you the cards that easily. You have to buy the gold, and then the credits, and then the tokens, and then roll for a card. Oh, brother, this is stupid. This is
Yeah, so what he's talking about here, and I'm actually going to pull up the game here in a little bit to showcase once again what is actually happening with this currency, right? But basically, what it's doing is it is taking several steps to remove the amount of actual money you're spending it to better obfuscate the total amount that you're spending. So let me go ahead and pull up the game real quick, and then we'll talk more about it. All right. So after a forced tutorial that took way too fucking long, we can finally fucking look at the shop. Okay. So here we have gold. Let's see. In order to get a pack, this would cost $3. Let's see. So right here we see this costs whatever that fucking currency is. So right here, nope, none of that fucking tells you absolutely anything. Hang on. This shop is real fucking confusing. One sec. All right, so these cost 700 gold, right? And in order to get 700 gold, that's $10. You can actually just straight up buy this. So here's the real question is, why is this priced this way? That's the real question, right? So if we come back up here, this one is 1,200. Mind you, this is not for packs, right? This is just for the one card, right? So 1,200, you can't do that. Like, you just straight up can't do that. So you'd have to pay $20 in order to get it. And that leaves you with 150, right? And again, this is for a single fucking card. Or at least that's what it fucking seems like, right? If we go down here to boosters, this is so you can boost a fucking card, right? Don't know what the fuck that does. I don't really care. I'm immediately uninstalling this fucking game afterwards. So yeah. So again, these aren't even actually new cards. These are just for variants of existing cards, right? So you have some that are priced at like 700, but then you have others that are priced at 1,200, and then you also have a premium variant at 800, right? And you can't buy 800. You either buy 3 of these, which is $15, or this, which is $20, or this and this, which is also $15, right? And no matter what, you're going to have some left over. Now, you can also buy this for another $5, and you get more, but this is, 1,800, and that's going to leave you with remainder. That's going to leave you with some left over that you cannot spend. And then they also have things like this, which allow you to fucking do that. And so I'm gonna fucking get out of this fucking game because it's fucking insane. So yeah. From that brief little look, we couldn't even find how to do this. So however the fuck you're supposed to do that, I don't know. And I honestly, uninstall, get that shit off my fucking account. Remove from account. Yes. Okay. So yeah, that's how it is, right? So not only so for these packs or whatever, you have to do all this, but in order for their single card variants, you have to buy a lot of their premium currency.
stupid. And this is happening all over the mobile gaming industry, and they are trying to take that into the PC games industry because there are PC games like Lost Ark that have that.
In Lost Ark's defense, Lost Ark was also a mobile game. So you might say that that's not a defense, and it's not. it's not a defense. I'm just pointing out that it was also a mobile game, so it shouldn't be surprising that's happening. And since Lost Ark is now brought up, I want to bring up Diablo Immortal. Um, these are all basically premium currencies. So you have the Aspirant's Key, you have Chest, you have Eternal Orbs, you have Fading Embers. Gold is like the one thing that isn't like almost entirely premium currency. You have Hilt, which is locked behind their Battle Pass, which is a premium currency. You have Legendary Crests, which are, you guessed it, premium currency. You have Mark, which is also acquired from premium currency events, Moon Silver, and Platinum. And Moon Silver can only be bought with Eternal Herbs, which can only be bought with real world money. So it's the exact same of you have to buy a premium currency to buy another premium currency to buy another premium thing, right? So yeah, I'm gonna leave that up.
And I hate it. I hate it, brother. Again, it is just
Also, Diablo Immortal is on PC.
a psychological tactic to manipulate people. And again, you can use the argument to say like, no, people should control themselves or whatever. But why have something in the first place that doesn't serve any other purpose than to fuck with you?
So I personally really fucking hate the argument of, oh, well, people just need to have more self-control. Shut the fuck up. You're an actual moron. You're just a straight up fucking moron. Okay? So, there's this thing called chemicals. And in your brain, you have chemicals. You have things like dopamine, which is your body's pleasure chemical, basically. It's a pleasure chemical that is that activates in response to something that is highly stimulating, right? Casinos. The reason why casinos have a lot of really bright flashing lights constantly and make a lot of really, really jingly and noisy noise, right? The reason why is because it triggers that release of dopamine, okay? Which gets people hooked and convinces them that by continuing to gamble, it rewards them and it incentivizes them to continue the addiction. And it is an addiction. Let's just get that straight. This is a medical addiction. Okay? And I wanna prove this because I know there are gonna be fucking morons that don't believe me. Alright. I know there are gonna be morons that think the WHO organization is incredible and what the fuck ever. Shut the fuck up, you're a goddamn fucking moron. So in here, in the WHO is like the world leader in terms of fucking medical shit, okay? Many people around the world who are engaged in video gaming and gambling behaviors, which are recognized as addictive behaviors, but usually do not result in a significant health consequence. However, a small proportion of people engaged in such behaviors may develop disorders due to addictive behaviors associated with functional impairment or distress. So this is something that is recognized by the World Health Organization as an addictive problem. Okay? Companies intentionally set up their loot boxes and whatnot in such a way to be as addictive as possible. And let me prove that as well, okay? I'm not even going to pause the video for this. I'm going to pull this off or pull this up. EA addictive gambling. Okay. Electronic Arts. I figured EA would have done it, but no. So, right here, you can see, and by the way, this started in the EU, right? But you can see here, loot box lawsuit claims Electronic Arts ran, quote, unlicensed illegal gaming system, which is gambling. They're talking about loot boxes. Do y'all remember that whole loot box shit that happened that had a law passed in the EU that forced companies to actually reveal the odds of their loot boxes? Y'all remember that? Yeah, because I fucking do. And because the EU started that, it is now required essentially everywhere, because if they don't do it, they're violating the laws in the EU, right? So they have to do it. So yeah, this is they do this in such a way to be as predatory and manipulative as possible. That's just how these systems work. It is. I think it was EA. It was either EA or Ubisoft. I can't remember. But they internally refer to people who spend money on their microtransactions, on their gambling and loot boxes, as whales. That's what they refer to you as. If you spend any amount of money in these games, they call you a whale. You are not a customer. You are not a person. You are not a human. They don't give a single rat's fuck about you. You are nothing more than a fucking animal to them. They do this shit on purpose to manipulate you and to get as many people addicted to it as possible. It is an intentional practice done to get you addicted, to get you to continue to spend. That's why whenever you open up like a loot box or something in one of these video games, it's got a whole bunch of really bright flashing lights and make really loud noises constantly through the entire process. That's why it does this, because it is mimicking exactly what casinos do to get you addicted. And people have destroyed their lives at casinos because they get addicted because of how predatory that shit is. Now, can some people control it and could stop if they actually want it? Yes, but not everyone does. There are a lot of people who legitimately cannot control it. And once they get addicted, once the fucking company gets that hook in them, they just permanently lodge that hook in them, and the person can't escape the downward spiral. This is a fact.
Because even with alcohol, with gambling, with drugs, we know that these things are bad for you. And yes, you are responsible for your own actions if you take these things. But at least you are getting these things. In the game,
you're getting something tangible
without these currencies. The
hang on.
existence of this is completely designed to fuck us over.
Yeah, so another thing I want to talk about is the fact that so you spend all this money in a game, right? Let's say you spend, I don't know, $1,000 in Marvel Snap or fucking Hearthstone or what the fuck ever, right? And then the game goes offline. They shut down the servers so you can no longer play it. Well, then what? Then all of that money you spent, you might as well have just taken that money and lit it on fire. It's gone. You have gotten nothing for it. Because everything you bought is now just gone. Right? And so with real world things like alcohol, right? You're getting a tangible product that if you want, you could just hold on to that beer indefinitely until you die. And then you always have that beer, right? But in a video game, you can't. It's just gone permanently, forever. And there's nothing you can do about that. That's why there's such a big push for preservation of video games. Is because you spend all this time, all this money into a video game. It's an investment, especially if you play a game that has a subscription service. You are effectively investing in that game. You are not actually investing by the definition, right? But you are basically investing your money into that game. And when they decide to pull the servers offline, you don't get a return on that investment anymore. Your investment is now gone completely, and there's nothing you can do about it. In any country in the entire world, there is nothing you can do when a service provider like Blizzard or Square Enix or whoever decides to just shut down a server.
So this shouldn't exist, and I hope this moves forward and that other countries take it. For example, I watched this video a long time ago, and I love that Asmongold reacted to this video too, I think, that is called Let's Go Whaling. This dude knows everything about the player psychology and how to manipulate players to take money out of them.
It's actually so I've talked about psychology a little bit before, but this is just another form of psychology. You are structuring things in such a way to manipulate the brain to elicit a very specific response. It's psychological manipulation. Some would even call that psychological warfare. It's just not, a war per se, but it's effectively the same thing.
And he explained the currency trick in here, and it is obfuscating the price point. You don't know how much you are spending, and also give you more and less of the currency, so you always have to spend more. It is a scummy tactic, completely intentional. It is an evil tactic. It is evil. It was made by the devil. It is devil inspired. These people sold their souls to the devil. So I really, really hope that this thing happens, and the Norwegian Consumer Council makes it so that this goes forward, and then other countries like the US adopt it, because you know that if the US does it, the whole fucking world does it, because people follow them, bro. Let's see what people are saying in here. Another EUW. This is a W if they do it, because we don't know if they are going to do it. We don't know if they are going to do it, but I hope they do it. Alongside the other thing they are doing, which is the Stop Killing Games, that I hope that also moves forward, because it is stupid that a game that is old, that is no longer being supported, you can't make a server for it. You are at that point, you are not taking money away from the company. You are just trying to play a game that you paid for. So it is stupid not being able to access that game. And I do support that cause, and I think it is awesome, and I think I hope it moves forward, but I like this one more, because this one, I don't like this because I feel it like it is morally wrong. I don't like it. It makes me furious. It gets in my nerves, because supposedly games are supposed to be a cool, fun thing. We are here to have fun, to get entertainment, to forget about mundane things. But then they are fucking you over with your money, manipulating your mind, and you know there are people that fall for this and spend way too much money on bullshit that doesn't matter on a phone, and it pisses me off. I think that those people are scummy, and I don't like it. And yes, guys, that is everything that I wanted to tell you today. Let me know in the comments below what you think about it. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I a clown? I love reading comments even when they don't agree with me, brother. Also, remember to like the video, to subscribe to the channel, all that cool stuff. Help me out, my dude. Guys, thanks for being here. You guys are awesome. God bless you. And remember, don't be afraid ever, because this is just a ride.
Yeah. So, yet again, another fucking banger from Jazzarus. And so, ultimately, the way forward is for the only way that realistically, if this, for some reason, doesn't pass in the EU, the only way to get it to pass anywhere else would be for gamers themselves to not play any game that does this, right? However, here's the kicker with that, is that also doesn't necessarily work. And the reason why it doesn't necessarily work is because it will kill that game 100%, but by killing that game, you financially impact that company, and you can make that company itself go under, right? You can cause that company to be shut down, that studio to be shuttered, closed, whatever, right? Um, and I mean, fucking, oh my god, we saw it with the developer of Hi-Fi Rush, Tango Studios. Hi-Fi Rush was a game that was shadow dropped and it absolutely fucking exploded. Became one of the greatest selling games of all time, right? But we learned recently that Tango Studios is being shut down. Don't know why. Don't know why. One of the best fucking studios to ever come out because fucking the game just came out. It was amazing. There are no microtransactions. It's just a fucking good game, right? But they decided, fuck you. We're gonna shutter your doors anyways, even though you were an absolute fucking hit with everyone, and everyone loves your fucking studio, right? The issue is that they can't make any more money off of Hi-Fi Rush once it's sold, and the developers probably refuse to put in any kind of microtransactions or anything. So they're just like, all right, well, we're just gonna shutter you then, right? I don't know. That's just entirely speculation. But yeah, like it's pretty fucking wild. It's pretty fucking stupid. So, anyways, yeah, that's all I have for this video. I really hope that the EU just puts a complete ban on virtual currencies and forces companies to just price things with real world money. Because I guarantee you, shit is gonna get massively dropped in price when this comes out because people are gonna see, oh, they want you to pay fucking $60 for a fucking cosmetic outfit. And people aren't gonna fucking spend that kind of money, right? So, anyways, yeah. Thank you all for coming to the corner. I've been the DM. If you like the video, hit subscribe, hit like. If you didn't like the video, leave a comment, let me know why, and hit the dislike button. And I will see you all next time.